Here's my live feed. I got a live feed and the doors are open for the tribe. Okay. All right. Doors are open. Just waiting for some tribes members to enter and sign in, please. There's somebody. There's Amy. Welcome. First one in the door gets the best virtual seat in the house, so pull up a chair here. Oh, I watched the Artemis 2 crew, so I didn't see the live splashdown. I watched the replay of it, but I did watch the extraction of all 4 astronauts onto that big float they call the front porch. So that was all new language. So I got to see all of them come out in real time. So they're getting ready to, or being helicoptered out of there now. So they said it was textbook. Perfect engineering. They're all back safely back on their home planet. Yeah, you can go out to YouTube and watch all of it, the repeat. So Got to see them free falling from about 50,000 feet. And then they had 2 chutes deploy, and then when they got down to, I think, like 10,000, those let go, and then they had 3 other the main 3 chutes deployed that slowed their ascent and splashed down. I don't know how they must train for that. How does your stomach, because before the chutes deploy, they're just free falling. You might black out, I guess. I don't know how they do that until the chutes slow them down, but that's why they're astronauts. Do you hear what the astronaut name? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Carol. Yeah, his late wife. I saw a little bit on that. Oh, I didn't realize it was spelled the same as Carol. So on planet Earth, they have, what do they call them, sister cities? So Arizona has a few. They're sister cities in other countries. So Carroll, Ohio probably can claim you have a sister, it's not a city, but a sister geographical spot on the moon. That's pretty cool. I saw the little thing on his wife. She passed away, and so they were going to petition to whoever names that. All 4 of the astronauts were in agreement. It was that crater. So there were 2 of them that were unnamed on the far side of the moon. I guess it had not, still hasn't been explored, but they, we knew they were there, but they hadn't been named yet. So that one was going to be named after his late wife. So I didn't remember the name was Carol, just like your hometown. That's pretty cool. There's Gene, welcome. Yeah, so Carroll, Ohio has a sister, what do you call it? Well, your town is small, it's a village. So I guess that crater might be as big as your whole town. So I guess you could call it a sister village on the far side of the moon in a crater. Gene says it's a wonderful story. Yeah, I just saw a little video piece on that last, what's today, Friday, earlier in the week. Oh, whew. I got a power walk in this afternoon. So I guess I'm yawning a bit. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Fiesta Friday. Good seeing you here. I ran out of tequila last week, Gene, so I'm just back to wine. But I'll have to restock, and as these temperatures rise, I really enjoy those frosty beverages, I call them. All right, good seeing you, girls' night. Let's open with a little bit of Steve Poltz. It's been a long time since maybe 20 years, but he wrote and recorded this in one of 2 in Australia. If you look to the east, where the sun never sets, I'll be there at the top of the stairs, you could bet. So just pick up the phone, make a call, all your own, and I'll be there when you say your last little prayer. La la la, la la, la la. You hold your head in your hands, and I don't have a way. If I'm inside your body and just hang out and stay, and everybody's asking when you come And I don't have an answer, so I fade out in reply. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. But in I walk so slowly through the broken glass outside, I treading now so cautiously, I'm wondering where you hide. And I got notes stacked on my walls and kisses oh so sweet, and all I do is wonder when again the two shall meet. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up. I said, oh, good morning, I miss waking up with you. 100 phone bill multiplied by 5. And you look like a phone to me. Hey, are you still alive? And dirty plates and bottles, well, they decorate my floor. And I got lots of so-called friends just knocking on my door. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up. I said, oh, good morning, I miss waking up with you. Oh, all right. Oh, these shirts drive me insane. Oh, and I get uneven. Anyway, there's a little Steve Holtz. Our buddy Steve, opening up this Fiesta Friday. Sip them if you got them. Gene had said it's a wonderful story. Me too. Oh, let's see. Just kind of getting warmed up, and I like to keep these sets full of fresh content. So I wait for my muse and get a song idea, and let's do this one. When the stars line up and you catch a good break, People think you're lucky, but you know it's grace. And it can happen so fast, or a little bit late. Timing is everything. And I've had close calls, but it could have been me. And I was young when I learned just how fragile life can be. I lost friends of mine. Guess it wasn't my time. Timing is everything. And I could have been a child that God took home. And I would have been one more unfinished song. And when it seems a rhyme is hard to find, that's when one comes along just in time. Well, I remember that day when our eyes first met. You ran into the building to get out of the rain because you were soaking wet. And as I held the door, you wanted to know my name. Timing is everything. And I could have been another minute late. You never would have crossed my path that day. And when it seems true love is hard to find, that's when love comes along just in time. You can call it fate, destiny. Sometimes it really seems like it's a mystery. You can be hurt by love or healed by the same. Timing is everything. And it can happen so fast or a little bit late. Timing is everything. It's my friend Steve Flowers, the patriarch of the family that owned the coffee shop where I was the Friday night troubadour for around 10 years, used to say he'd come in and sit in with my set, and he had his little wine flask, and he would say, I believe that's true, every word of it. Timing is everything, and I used to agree with him, so there you go. All right, let me get caught up on check-ins and or comments. Gene said, me too, I need more ready to drink. Oh yeah, the margarita. Yeah, I had that. I finished that up, I think last night. But I ran out of tequila, so I haven't been able to make those frosty beverages, but they will be back in the rotation soon, I'm certain. Susie's here. Susie Q. Oh, I was making my bed this morning, late this morning, and I was thinking about you. Have you adjusted to sleeping in my bed like I've adjusted to sleep in yours? My life is just full of unbelievably awesome moments and funny stories. And I remember when I looked at you and said, is that going to be weird? We're sleeping in each other's beds because we swapped beds and I bought your bed set. It still is just a great story. So I was making the bed this morning and I was thinking of you. And then here you are tonight. Oh, I'm so glad you're checking in. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I miss you. Let me know when you're coming back to town. I need to get you on my table. We'll get you all put back together again. I know you're working hard. You had to move and, man, all that kind of crazy stuff. You're one of the strongest, most resilient people I know. That's why I call you the female Rocky. You are. Life will hit you and you just get back up and keep going. I'm always inspired by your story. That's why I said as your therapist, I'm so glad to be part of Team Susie. And cheering you on. K-Max in the house, welcome. Susie says, oh, finally have a headboard. Oh, and a footboard now. You got a bed set. You said you were going to. Hey, I'm so glad. You'll have to send me a picture when you think about it. I just am curious about what it looks like. Miss you too. Be back in May or June. Yay. I don't think I'm traveling to Michigan until first week of July. I haven't talked to my friend the Dores. It's been a few weeks. They're gonna pick up my ticket, so I should be here. And I haven't been out on my power walks it was like a month. And I got 2 in this week. So I don't know if you can see. I went out this afternoon. My tam lines is like 89 or 91 degrees from like 3:30 to 4:30. So our Arizona weather, you can go out for an hour, at least I can, and pick up some sun. So anyway, Arizona misses you. We miss you. I know the doctors do, I'm sure. So be glad to see you when you get back here. Yay, we got a lot to catch up on. Okay, so you can text me later. We need to carve out some time. Hopefully you'll be here for more than a few days. Let's get you on my table and let's go have some lunch. I made good use of that wonderful gift card you got me for BJ's Brew House, by the way. So I'm gonna have to treat you and take you there next. And let's have burgers and whatever is great on their menu, and let's catch up. I miss everyone in Arizona too. Yeah, well, the nice thing about it is we'll all be here when you get back. Not because I'm lazy, as always, but I'm already capoed on the 5th fret, so let's do another double shot of my buddy Steve Poltz from Australia, called 10 Chances. Okay, let's do it right. I only had 1 minute left on my calling card. I was halfway around the world and it was raining really hard. And I only had a couple of aspirin and a half a can of beer. So I swallowed it down for courage, but it was still pretty hard to hear. And I only had 3 words, but I wanted to tell you. But it would be easier if you were here and I could smell you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sin. But I fall right back into your arms again. So I ordered 4 cans of Tooties, and I set them on a trunk. Had a long conversation with a hopeless drunk. And I only had 5 tickets and 6 new friends. So one of them had a hissy fit and drove off in her Mercedes-Benz. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get drenched in sin. But I fall right back into your arms again. So we played 7 cards stud. And I had a royal flush. I took out the picture and started to blush. 'Cause I only had 8 lives. Most cats got 9. Meow. So I skipped out on the bungee jumping just this time. Just this time. It's only had 10 chances to say I love you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake. I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I'll get soaked in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. I'll collapse into your loving arms again. Yeah, I fall right back into your arms again. All right. So I opened with a Steve Holt song, and I mistakenly said, "Oh, this is from Australia," and I realized he did not write that in Australia. He wrote this one in Australia, 10 Chances, and the one I'll slide down to the 4th fret, Stacks. I played recently, and then as I was playing it, Amy said, "Oh, I was just thinking about that song," like a week ago. So this is the other one he wrote in Australia and recorded. So I'll do these two back to back. Steve Holt's Australia songs. You ride with the top down, and all the boys stare. The center of a magazine, your windblown hair. And I could try to get deeper inside. So sat there alone, slowly I fried. Hope it's only pretend, and this is the end. I've got piles of old pictures. Get your clothes on my Rex. You can keep most of the records. Leave me the Motown and the Stacks. Leave me the Motown and the Stacks. Broke down in Grimsby. I missed you so bad. I felt like a fifth wheel. Smile when I'm sad. And all of the whiskey in the world couldn't stop my heart from beating. I spun like a top. Hope it's only pretend, and this is the end. I got piles of old pictures. Get your clothes on my Rex. You can keep most of the records. Leave me the Motown and Stacks. Leave me the Motown and Stacks. Screw these damn cell phones. The cancer in my head. This genetic chicken makes me feel like I'm dead. And argue for hours and miles in the night till I just pass out. Fluorescent light. summertime, and this is the end. I've got piles of old pictures, I've got your clothes on my racks. You can keep most of the vinyl, but leave it in Motown in stacks. I've got piles of old memories, and you and me down the tracks. You can keep most of the records, but leave it in Motown in the stacks. Leave me in Motown in the stacks. Oh, there's a double shot of some Steve Poltz from Australia. Let's slide down one. Let me get caught up. Susie Q said, I miss everyone in Arizona too. Who misses you? And she says, okay, so it's a session and then a followed by a lunch friend date afterwards. I'll just wait to hear from you when you get back in town. Yay. Hope all the pups are getting settled. And I know your guy went out there to help you too, right? And help you get all moved in. So I hope he's doing good. Big hulking dude. He was a handy guy to have around. Man, he did some heavy lifting taking that workout apparatus apart. That was a fun day. I mean, it was a lot of work and stuff, but his son was so helpful and so nice and playing with the puppies, and glad to help get all that stuff moved downstairs for the movers and all of that. So it was a fun memory doing the touch up on those doors and everything. That was just another extension of Team Susie trying to get you ready to get moved. That was a massive effort, not on my part, but just on yours and getting everything. Every time I went over to your house to paint, you had people over there I didn't know, and they were buying stuff, which I thought, oh, is this like her pool person or house painter? No, it was the people coming off of Facebook Marketplace buying all of your stuff that you were getting rid of. It was so, you were like, I know it seemed chaotic, but it looked like a well-oiled machine. You had stuff going on, painting going on, tearing things apart. It was awesome. And he said, great rendition. Thank you. So this is perfect. It was. He's a good guy. He has good energy. I liked him. Yep. Why did I slide down to the 3rd fret? Oh, yeah. So I felt like a little, the late great Townes Van Zandt. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the seas for to ease your pain. When the night falls alone, all the morning's born, and the morning shines with the lights of love. You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. she's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine. Loop and Lilla agree, she's a sight to see and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would swim the sea for to ease your pain. Oh, a little of the late great Townes Van Zandt for this Fiesta Friday. Welcome, my tribe. Sip 'em if you got 'em. Good to see you here as always, no matter how large or small of a gathering is an esteemed group of tribes members. So I'm so glad to have you here. And always, again, not because I'm lazy, but I'm capoed here on the 3rd fret. Yeah, so Z messaged me about a half hour before I went live. He's working the refueling outage at the nuclear plant, so he had to go to bed. He's been watching the repeats, so I guess he'll watch me say this about him. So he said, "Hey, did you see this?" And he sent me a screen snap of Springsteen coming to town for his Land of Hope and Dreams No Kings tour. And I went, oh man, I've seen him twice. I really wanted to go to that. I think it's April 16th here downtown at the, they change names every 18 months it seems like. It's where the Suns play. Used to be America West, that's all I know it by. I went, yeah, I looked at the ticket prices. You know, he tries to keep a cap on the prices, but they were pretty steep, and I went, I think I'm gonna have to pass. But I've been watching some YouTube videos. He's getting a lot of press. I'll just let you go look for that yourself. I like the way he opens those, but I've been putting together an homage to my parents. So my daughter's putting together their memorial service in 2 weeks from yesterday. So I've been, I'm gonna be telling stories and playing songs and remembering them with music. The beginning and ending of their story, I put together 90% of it in my head, begins and ends with music. And this is one of those songs I'm gonna dedicate to them at the end. I think I played it for them the last time they were here before they moved to Alabama. But anyway, it's a song of the elder and wiser Bruce, as I call him, Bruce Springsteen. It's a song of hope and being there for one another. So I've been thinking about this one, and I love this song. We said we'd walk together, darling, come what may. Like come the twilight, should we lose our way? But if as we're walking, a hand should slip free, I wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for me. We swore we'd travel, darling, side by side. We'd help each other stay in stride. But each lover's steps fall so differently. But I wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for steps clear, that the other may see. And I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for me. Now there's a beautiful river in the valley ahead, there neath the oaks by. Soon we will be wed. Sure we lose each other neath the shadows of the evening trees. I wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for me. I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for me. Darling, I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for me. Yeah, I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind? Wait for me. Oh man, love that song. Some of the, I call him the elder and wiser Bruce Springsteen. Susie says it was. He's a good guy. Yep. And he says, wonder where Z was. Yeah, he's working a refueling outage, so 12-hour shifts plus travel. And he said, how sweet. Jeannie says, that'll be wonderful. I think so. Yeah. And again, not because I'm lazy, but I'm capable here on the 3rd fret, and there's a song Amy recommended that I'd never heard a couple of years ago, and as always, your friends hear you outside of yourself in a way you can't hear yourself, and so I learned this song at her nudging. So, and it's capable on the 3rd fret, so let's do this. This old man and me, we're in a bar and we're having us some beers and swapping ideas, talking politics, blonde and red-haired chicks, old dogs and new tricks, and habits we ain't kidding. We talked about God's grace and all the hell we raised. Then I heard the old man say that God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. He said I fought 2 wars, been married and divorced. What brings you to Ohio? He said, damned if I know. We talked an hour or 2 about every girl we knew, what all we put them through, like 2 old boys will do. We pondered life and death, he lit a cigarette, said these damn things will kill me yet. But God is great, there he's good, and people are crazy. Last call was 2 a.m. I said goodbye to him. I never talked to him again. on a sunny day, saw the old man's face, front page obituary. He was a millionaire, left his fortune to some guy he barely knew. His kids were mad as hell, but me, I'm doing well. So I stopped by today to just say thanks and pray. I left a 6-pack there on his grave, and I said that God is great, there is good, and people crazy. God is great, there is good, and people are crazy. Yeah, yeah. God is great, there is good, and people are crazy. Some nights it's really strong, other nights I eke out what I can as far as that pucker. So there you go. So thanks, Amy, for recommending that song. It's capoed here on the 3rd fret, so I decided I may as well just play the ones I know on the 3rd fret. Gene said that'd be wonderful. So great, thank you. You're welcome. My muse said, why don't you just slide down to the 2nd fret and do this little one. As Elvis used to say, this little number. This little number. Tim McGraw song. So I love this little. I haven't done this one in a while. You know there's a light shines on the front porch. Don't forget the keys under the mat. When childhood stars shine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. Won't be wasting time, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put is realized, let yourself feel the pride and always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying, and always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. Love you ain't no pickup line, so always stay humble and kind. All the doors say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, and when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride and always stay humble and kind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When When it's hot out, eat a root beer popsicle. Shut off the AC, roll the window down. Let that summer sun shine, and always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around. Help the next one in line, and always stay humble and kind. Oh man, woo! There's a Take Stock of Your Life song, if there ever was one. God, I love that story. I read, once I first heard that and started researching the song, and Tim McGraw got it, and he rehearsed it, and he couldn't stop from crying, and he was on the way to the studio to record it in Nashville that morning, and he couldn't get through it. He kept choking up. It's a great, beautiful song. So he eventually did. He got through it and recorded it. But it took me a long time to be able to let my emotions have their say and then kind of evaporate, let go. And then I could sing it with emotion, but not getting overcome by it. It took a long time because, so when I read that story about him and that song, it's like, man, I could barely listen to it. I first tried to play it. I couldn't get through the first or second verse, and I immediately I choked up a couple of years ago. So anyway, I thought that'd be a nice song for tonight. Amy says, so great, thank you, you're welcome. We're getting toward the end. I had something I wanted to play. It's an original, and I got thinking about it today, and I haven't played this in a long time, so it requires a change in tuning. So I have, I don't know who's still out there because I can't see who's logged in. Hopefully. If I don't get comments, I've learned that people are doing dishes or having dinner or just I'm background, which I'm grateful for. Maybe I'll just jump in and end on this. I don't know. Oh, Amy's here. Yay. Amy's just sitting and listening. Yay. Is Zowie there? Zowie? Is he there? Pow, Zowie. Tell him hello from Uncle Bruce. I've not met him, but Susie's there. Gene, are you still there? Amy says, he was, but he sauntered away. Oh. He's gonna miss the ending. Maybe he'll hear it come out. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I'm right about toward the end. All right. Let's end on this one then. All right. All right. This is an original. This is the first thing I've told you guys I ever released digitally across the planet, and it's a instrumental, and I know Gene loves this song, and it's one, if I don't play it on occasion, I start forgetting it. So but it requires a different tuning inspired by my friend Kira Marie Montrose Ratliff, and her father was the late Ronnie Montrose of the band Montrose in the 60s when I was young, and Sammy Hagar was the lead singer for that group, and I met her and she played violin, and I went over to her house with her husband, awesome husband Russ. My best friend Pam introduced us, and then she gave me a copy of her dad's final album before he passed away. It's called Bearings, and it was all instrumental, and there was a song on there called Soul Repair, and I was trying to play the beginning. I could not figure out how to play it. I was like, Eddie Van Halen, as good as he was, could not have done a fast enough fingering on this song. And so I went and had lunch, and I came back in my office and I was listening to it. And all of a sudden I get thinking I have two neurons, as you know, in my left brain. Everything else on the right hemisphere. Those two were firing that day, and I sat and looked at the guitar fretboard, and I went, you know, if I tuned this string up and that string up, and I did it, and I was able to figure out the tuning. And I texted her and I said, I think your dad was sitting here next to me because I don't play alternate tunings. And I think he kind of nudged me along. And I still believe that. So I was playing around with the entry to that song, and all of a sudden this just came out of me. So Gene's here. Amy says he'll be back, I'm sure. So this is the first thing I ever recorded and released digitally through CD Baby across the planet. It's called Her Morning Eyes. I'm thinking about playing this. I'm thinking about, I don't know, ending my parents' memorial with this song. As I told you guys a story, I didn't write this with anyone in mind. I just had an idea. Two people, husband and wife, Sunday morning, not early, because I'm a nocturne, like 11 o'clock, tea for her, coffee for him, enjoying a Sunday morning, no words are being spoken, just looking into each other's eyes. And this is how I felt about that. The story that came out, the movie that played out in my head, inspired this song. This is his version of the story, because it's an instrumental, no lyrics, based on how he feels when he looks into her eyes. So they're looking into her eyes. They're holding hands across a small table, tea for her, coffee for him. That's the movie in my head. And this is what he sees in her eyes, in her morning eyes. And they don't have to speak at all. So anyway, that's the movie that played out when this thing came out of me. So I don't play it very often, but I started thinking about it yesterday. So it's on an alternate tuning. And so I got thinking, oh, I remember Gene likes this song. So I thought I wanted to end this. I'm not sure if I'm going to play it at my parents' memorial, but so here we go. I went through it a couple times this afternoon. I haven't played it in a while. It's very intricate, so I have to make sure I don't play it too fast. So here's my original called Her Morning Eyes. Oh, well, I blew a few places in that, but I haven't played that in probably a half a year. Toward the ending, I don't know why some of this is so hard. That one note. There, that's a better ending. Oh, anyway, that one came to me earlier today, this afternoon. It's like, gosh, I haven't played for Morning Eyes in so long, and I just put new strings on Wednesday. So before they get old and snap, because the two tunings are, if the strings are old, one of those strings or both are going to pop. So I thought I should take advantage of that while I have new strings on there. Anyway, so I wanted to end on that. That's my original Her Morning Eyes. That takes a lot of practice. You guys remember when I recorded that in my home studio back in 2017? And I took pictures. I recorded it in July. I didn't wait until July. It's just, that's my life. I did all my artwork in July out in the garage in 100 and something degrees using a blow dryer and melted crayon. So when I was doing canvas art, and I recorded that song, it was the middle of the summer. So I was up at midnight, 1 in the morning, trying to get it in one take, and I did over 20 takes in that. And I ended up taking pictures, not of me, but I ended up doing the whole thing in my birthday suit because I would have to turn the air off in my house, and I was upstairs, and it would just like, all of a sudden it was like 95 degrees, and I was sweating, so I took pictures. You guys remember I had, in my studio, I had hardwood floors, and I had pools of sweat this big underneath my chair from doing over 20 takes to try to get that thing just right because it's so intricate. So I try to play it perfect when I relearn it, but I can't go 6 months and then expect to do that. But I do my best. Anyway, that's that song, Her Morning Eyes. Before my album Zen, that's the first thing I ever recorded and released through CD Baby across the planet. Somebody messaged me, it might have been Z, a couple years ago and said, hey, did you know that your song's on Spotify? And I went, no, like I don't ever listen to Spotify. So then he said, somebody said they created a whole channel for you. Once I released my album Zen, Music for Daydreamers, there's a whole channel on Spotify for Bruce Fott. And I went, what the heck? So all my whole album's on there, and so is that one, Her Morning Eyes. Anyway, I do like that song. I just showed up, and as Springsteen says, these are the ones you wait for. They come from the ether. Steven Tyler has said, I can't take any credit. These things just come from outside of me, and I couldn't even write that today. I have no idea how that came about. I just know how it started because it felt like my friend Kira, her dad Ronnie Montrose, was sitting next to me, just whispering, going, you know, if you tune that one up and tune that one up, you can play it in E form. And I went, oh. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So I wanted to end on that song. I haven't done that one in a while. So hopefully you listen to that and create your own story. How I'm just telling you how the story in my head when I wrote it about those two people had a lot of specifics. Sunday morning, late, tea for her, coffee for him, holding hands, just not all four, just two. And this is how he felt looking into her morning eyes. So that's why I called it her morning eyes. Anyway, oh, all right, my tribe. Amy had said he'll be back, I'm sure. Yay. Gene says just beautiful. It paired nicely with your Zinfandel. Oh, I've got Bogle Cab. So there you go. As I call it, Teflon for the blood. Red wine. So touche and clink. Amy said, lovely. Oh, Susie, give me a heart. Thank you. Oh, by the way, because, you know, I'm a product of movies and all that. I learn a lot from movies. Smart people write good movies. Do you know why we clink glasses? And if you want to find this out, I was just talking to a client a week or so ago about this movie she had never heard of called Tortilla Soup. Oh my God, it's one of my favorite movies. It's Hector Elizondo. It's got a great cast, and he's a retired chef. He owned a restaurant, and he's widowed, but he has 3 grown adult daughters still living at home. It was Raquel Welch was in this. Oh my God, it was so good. And the food in there, don't watch it on an empty stomach. So that's what I told my client. You can watch it for free on YouTube with ads. Tortilla Soup, it's great. And there's a scene where the oldest daughter, who's also taking after her dad, she's a chef. She's with her kind of on-off boyfriend. And she cooked dinner and then they clinked. They had wine for glasses. And she said, do you know why we clink glasses? I had never heard of this. This movie's been out for like 30 years. 25, 30 years. And she said, because when we toast, clinking, our ears are the only senses that are not involved. And I watched this movie. I love this scene. So we see the glass, we can touch it, we can smell it, we can taste it. The only sense that's not involved is hearing. So we clink glasses, and I'm sure that's not just for the movie. I think I looked that up years ago. There wasn't Google when that movie came out. That's why we clink glasses. So I was clinking to Jean's, her Zinfandel. So, but I love movies when they share stuff like that. That's why we clink glasses. Hearing is the only sense that's not involved when we do that. So we clink to involve the hearing. So there you go. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, and it doesn't matter. It's a great story. Just like the one that played out in my head for Her Morning Eyes. So I'll try to stay up on that so I can play that better. I kind of flubbed some of the endings, so that's why I went back and redid it. I ended on a better chord than I previously ended on. Anyway, all right, my tribe, thank you so much for being here. And as always, namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thank you for keeping yourselves healthy, keeping those immune systems bolstered up. Enjoy what's left of your, what is this? Fiesta Friday. Yes, my days kind of run together. Enjoy what's left of your Fiesta Friday, sliding into your weekend. I will be back, same bat time and channel for Soulful Sunday, 5 p.m., remember, Mountain Standard Time on Sundays. Gene says, interesting, you'd think I would have heard that during wine tastings. I never did until that movie, and I've never forgotten it. I just watched that movie again a couple weeks ago, and that scene popped up. And I told a client about that movie. I don't know why. Oh, she's Hispanic, and I said, so that movie was actually based on a Japanese movie. I don't know the name of it, and I didn't learn this until a few years ago. It came out. It's about, and you can watch it on subtitles. You can find it, but I never knew that. But it's called Tortilla Soup. So it takes place in Los Angeles. It's all about Mexican food. Oh, it's wonderful. There was a famous restaurant in LA that they provided all the recipes for that movie. I'm just warning you in advance. Don't blame me. Don't watch that movie on an empty stomach because it is so funny and so good. But the recipes that they show him making on Sundays, it's just like, oh, it's awesome. So his oldest daughter in there does that scene, and she talks about that, and I've never forgotten that. And I went, you know what? I think that's true. It makes so much sense. All of the senses are involved, except for hearing. So we clink glasses. Anyway, it's romantic. I love it. That's me. Amy says, thanks to the music, you're welcome. Susie, I'll text you. Let me know and send me a picture of your bed set if you don't mind. I just am curious what it looks like. I know you chose the one I've got from you, which is fabulous. So whatever you found for that queen size set, we swap beds. That sounds so funny. It's a great story. That's my life. All of you bring great stories in my life. So yeah, text me and let me know when you're coming in, my friend. And I look forward to seeing you. I miss you. All right, my tribe. Have a great night. Enjoy what's left of your Fiesta Friday. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next time.